biopharma industry in Ireland has really gone from strength to strength over the last 10 to 15 years, and over the last 2 or 3 years that's really accelerated. We've seen investment right the way across Ireland, wonderful career opportunities in Dublin and right the way to throughout all the provinces. And what we're beginning to see now is investment in the newer types of manufacturing new medicines that really have a very strong impact on patients' health and well-being, and very complex manufacturing technologies. So there's wonderful opportunities for people right the way across the spectrum.
I would say to any candidate, first and foremost, you're a scientist or you're an engineer. So really to keep that curiosity, scientific curiosity, the love of learning, really understand the technology, the products, the science behind it, and that will be a very strong base for you. And if you've got that curiosity and you're not afraid to ask questions and to share knowledge as well very freely, I think then you'll be on the road to success.
The advice on the biopharma candidates would be, it really is a buoyant industry out there at the moment. There's a lot going on. And I would say look at all companies, look at the positions that are out there. Definitely look at Janssen. And the big thing is, I suppose, come with that open mind. We're really looking for that right culture fit for somebody who's going to really help shape our organisation of where we want it to go in the future.
To candidates, I think, apart from your technical training and experience and your degrees and your educational qualifications, I think to look at and be flexible when you're looking for companies and roles, and to look at your communication skills, the fit for you in terms of the match of your values, what your interests are, and look for organisations that really that have synergies with your interests and what they like.
There's a lot of choice out there. I think what COVID has taught us is a lot of people are looking for other things other than the career. So what are the other aspects of the role or the company? So examine all of those closely, but also look to learn from the very start. Get into a company that's advanced from a technological point of view, has a young profile, and be prepared to learn in the first 2 to 3 years, so that then you can establish what are the areas that you want to work in.
We're growing as a company. We're already looking at a new greenfield site only 3 minutes away from here, 150,000 square feet of capability that will be opportunity for both APC, process development, and GMP manufacturing to grow into. So I'd say come to us. We've opportunities across R&D to manufacturing, finance, supply chain, commercial, sales, quality, all of that under one roof. So come and join us and get involved. We're a startup, we're Irish, we're doing something different on a global scale. So come and join us.
We're really passionate about technologies within the organisation. So if you're willing to learn and you're innovative, they're people that we really want to hone in on, look for the skill sets within that skill set.
My best advice to anybody would just to come into the industry. Get your foot in the door, get the experience working in this industry, and then so many more doors will be opened up for you at that point.
What I would say is don't be narrow focused, don't be scared of what's going on just because you haven't heard of a company or just because the roles mightn't instantly suit you doesn't mean that these aren't the roles for you. Come and talk to us, see what's there, and therefore you might be surprised.
I would give advice on the CV for one. Have a look at the job description, pick out a few keywords, make sure your CV contains those words. I'll also give advice on our graduate programme that we would have for new starts for the industry that opens up every year in the August timeframe. So keep an eye on the website around that time for the entry positions.
The big thing that I'm pushing at the moment, it's all about kind of skill set development really. That's the really key piece. So what I've said to a lot of people today is not necessarily to focus on whether the role is kind of permanent or contract or whatever. It's really for you to kind of focus on your career avenue, where you want to go, what are you trying to get to, and it's about kind of being selective and being smart with the type of role that you step into next and where that might take you long term.
Look holistically at the bigger picture. Look at your CVs, look at your networking. There's powerful connections and tools out there to connect. These fairs and these conferences are really good as well to get into industry. So it's not just about the CV, but look at the bigger picture.
My advice would be to just, when you're applying for a job, just be yourself, just be confident in who you are and your background and the role you're applying for, and that will take you further than you could ever think.